welcome you. And if there's anyone here that has joined us for the very first time, we welcome you. We hope you will want to come back. And we have a packet and a mug for you. If you will stop and see Mary. Mary must have stepped out, but she will have a gold stole on when she is ready to greet you after the service. So please stop by and introduce yourself and get a packet. Please check in on Facebook and tell your friends and family that you're here at Unity of Springfield. Then please turn your phone off, or at least silence it. The flowers today were furnished by Sue's children, Krista and Josh, in honor of their mom on Mother's Day. Please join me in the mission statement. Our mission is to encourage and inspire spiritual and personal growth by empowering each other to be authentically all that we came here to be. Before we move on to the daily word, I'm going to recognize and thank Reverend Pat McClellan and Kat Bell for their creativity, their work, planning, decorating, and execution of their loving idea to honor all the women of our congregation, including their daughters, granddaughters, and women friends. Will you stand, Pat? And I don't think Kat's here today. It came from evidently a divine idea that the two of them had to bring it into manifestation. Also, I want to thank Bobby Delmar for his preparation. He spent at least a whole day here, maybe 2 days, preparing and photographing each of us for the event. And Dee Dee Arman and Zach Miller for assuming kitchen duties to allow us women to relax and enjoy. So thank you all. Let's speak together the affirmation for today's daily word. I stand on the threshold of spiritual rediscovery. I stand on the threshold of a new day, a day in which I will discover or even rediscover my true spiritual nature. I stand on the threshold of remembering not just why I am here, but who I am in truth. I am on the brink of a momentous spiritual reawakening, and I am poised and ready to accept what lies before me. What I may seem to be learning is, in fact, what I already know in my heart and soul. I am merely reattuning myself to the wisdom of spirit. My spoken prayers and my silent communion with God have brought me into this realization, and I await with eager anticipation both spiritual and physical blessings. I'm a child of God, and I claim my divine heritage. For today, I stand on the threshold of spiritual rediscovery, as we all do. The scripture, 1 Corinthians 12:31, if you'll join me. I will show you a still more excellent way. And let's repeat the affirmation. I stand on the threshold of spiritual rediscovery. As the prayer bowl rings, please hold the following people in your prayerful thoughts for their highest and best. Delaney, Riley, Brandon, Morgan, Danny, Michael, Mariah, Jessica, Judy, Helen, Larry, Sharon, all those who are graduating from high school or college in these few weeks, and anyone else that comes to mind. The sounds and vibrations from the prayer bowl surround us, enfold us, and infuse our body and spirit, reminding us we are children of the omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent God, made in the image and likeness of God. Take a deep breath, hold, and exhale. Focus your attention on your heart area, where the Christ Spirit dwells within you. God is there. Love is there. Take a deep breath, hold, and exhale. As you begin to relax, focus on the crown of your head, relaxing as you move down to your eyes, ears, lips, tongue, jaw. Relax your neck and shoulders. Release any remaining tension in them. Follow your attention down your arms, elbows, wrists, hands, fingers, always picturing relaxation taking place. Relax down your spine and lower back. Relax your thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. Take a deep breath in, hold, and exhale. We pray for health, intuition, guidance, security, loving relationships, and peace of mind for all the persons on our prayer list, and also for ourselves, our families, friends, and neighbors. Our prayers for peace, happiness, joy, and abundance embrace our spiritual community, our city, our state, our nation, and all nations. We visualize peace among all people, all countries, all governments. We surround our congregants here in the sanctuary and those viewing from around the world with love. Love, the glue that holds us all together. We know that we can never outgive God and God's blessings for us. And for this, we are infinitely grateful. We await with eager anticipation the spiritual and physical blessings promised to us. We are children of God, and we claim our divine heritage in the silence.
was truly beautiful, wasn't it? She's incredibly gifted, and thank you to our amazing and awesome Unity of Springfield band. We are so blessed with you. Yes. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
It's so good to see all of you beautiful lights out there today. And I know that I can't see you online, but I know that your radiant energy is joining and merging with our energy here. And we're creating an incredibly beautiful energy that goes out to bless the world at this very moment. Isn't that pretty cool, huh? Yes. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Well, my daughter asked me the other day, she said, Mom, what is it like to have the most amazing, magnificent daughter in the world? And I said, I don't know, you're going to have to ask your grandma. When my son was little, he was climbing a tree, and I told him, hey, I'm warning you, if you fall out of that tree and break both your legs, don't come running to me. Okay, neither of them did any of that. So. Okay, here's 9 things that we might not hear our moms say. How on earth can you see that TV sitting back so far? I think you should move closer. Yeah, don't worry about it. I used to skip school a lot too. Just leave all the lights on in the house, honey. It really makes it look more cheery. Let me smell that shirt. I think it's good for another week. Oh, honey, go ahead and keep that stray dog. I don't mind feeding it, taking it out every day for the rest of its life. How about, well, if Jason's mama said that it was okay, then that's good enough for me. And then, I don't have a tissue, so just go ahead and use your sleeve. These are things we never hear our mothers say, right? So I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all of you who are mothers, who are like a mother, an aunt, a friend, a mother to a pet, a single dad. You want to be a mom, whatever that mothering aspect is, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful mothering energy that you have brought to this planet and ultimately to the universe. Our mothers gave birth to us. And I first want to acknowledge that I recognize on a day like today that it's not a happy day for everyone. That not everyone has had a good relationship or perhaps even a relationship with their mother. And for those of you who have struggled with that, I bless you. I wish that things would have been different for you. I do believe that there's incredible growth that comes out of that opportunity, but I just want you to know that here, that you are seen and that you are loved for exactly who you are. And I, for one, am going to tell you that if you want a mama hug, I am here to give you a mama hug. And how many of us in this room would be happy to give mama hugs? Look at that. I just want you to look around. If you're needing a mama hug, there's a lot of us here that are happy to give you mama hugs. So you come take advantage of those hugs because we want you to feel. We want you to feel that love. We want you to feel how incredibly beautiful you are, and that you matter just as you are. Okay, so Bobby and Michelle are going to sing a song after this talk, and it's called Chosen Family. And it's an important one because I know that there are numerous people that I know who have had to separate from their family of origin because of the toxic behavior that has continued over and over and over again. I remember there was a minister that came here in the early 2000s, and she said, of course, we all want to be loved by our families. We want to feel that healthy love. But she said, if you go to somebody who doesn't have that to give, that every time that you reach in to get that, you're going to come up empty, and you're going to come up with that same sense of just sadness and disappointment. And I love, this was something that Louise Hay said. She said, if your mother did not know how to love herself, then it would be impossible for her to teach you to love yourself. She was doing the best she could with what she had been taught as a child. And it's really true. And one of the ways that we love ourselves, and I know it's so hard, but I know that many of you have had to do this, that is by setting a healthy boundary when it comes to certain behaviors. And for me, it's so important to remember that we have the opportunity to set that healthy boundary, and that setting that healthy boundary, that we want to ultimately do that with love, that we want to pray for them, and we want to bless them, and we want to surround them with God's love, that we don't make them out to be a bad being, that they were probably hurt. It might take a while for us to get there, but I promise you that if you continue to do that, you will get there. And there's another quote that I loved, and it's, hurt people hurt others, but luckily, healed people healed others. Heal others. Save people shelter others. Free spirits free others. Enlighten people illuminate others. And love always wins. So shine your light of love on all who may cross your path in life, because what you do matters. Amen? Amen. The author is unknown on this quote, but here's the thing. Most of the people that I personally know that have had toxic experiences with their families are very open-hearted and very loving people. And you know what that means is that they are now generationally changing that dynamic, because now they're showing up as the person that they wanted maybe their family member to be. So good for you. I celebrate that for each and every one of you. Just keep on shining that big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light. And I also want to acknowledge today that there are many of us who did have wonderful mothers. And I think that's really, really important for us to focus on, because being able to mother in a healthy way is truly a gift that is given to the world. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is Khalil Gibran says, the mother is everything. She is our consolation in sorrow, our hope in misery, and our strength in weakness. She is the source of love, mercy, sympathy, and forgiveness. He who loses his mother loses a pure soul who blesses and guards him constantly. Now I want to expand on this, and we're going to trade out the word God for love. Well, actually, I'm gonna, not God, because God isn't in it. I'm gonna change this to put love in here. So here's what it could say. The mothering love is everything. Love is our consolation and sorrow, our hope and misery, and our strength and weakness. Love is the source of love, mercy, sympathy, and forgiveness. And he who loses that sense of love loses a pure energy which blesses and guards him constantly. So it's a matter of tapping into that love that is already within ourselves and bringing that love into a greater manifestation in our personal lives so that we can express that, and then we can share that love with the people around us. I also want to share, because I love this so much, Khalil Gibran's, what he wrote on your children. I think this is so beautiful. How many of us read this before from the prophet? All right. This will be new for many of you. I'll read it because it's hard to see. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you, for life goes not backwards, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he also loves the bow that is stable. And I love that so much, because it is that reminder that our children are not here to rise up to what we think that they should be or what their lives should be. How many of us ever felt that growing up, that we had to be a certain way in order to feel loved and accepted by our parents? And I think as time has gone on, what we're learning is that that's never really been the case. It was just a paradigm. Our mother was the vessel through which we came into physical manifestation in the world. I'm going to tell you that's happened for every single one of us. Right? Okay, I'm just making sure you guys are paying attention. We all came through the vessel of our mother. But our life is not for her. Our life is not for our father. Our life is not for anybody else. That in our life is uniquely ours to express in whichever way we are guided to express it. And that's not always easy, is it? Because sometimes that takes us outside the realm of what that family dynamic thinks is the right way to live, yes? Yes. Absolutely. So, so it brings me to this. As I was contemplating on the focus for today, the word birth kept coming into my consciousness. It just kept presenting itself. And so I sat with it, and I started thinking about, obviously, Mother's Day and how that applies to giving birth. And so 3 questions came immediately to me, and they are, what are we doing with this gift of life that we were given? Number 2, what are we doing with this gift of free will that we have been gifted? And number 3, what are we giving birth to? What are we birthing in our own lives? What are we doing with this? So the first question is, what are you doing with this gift of life itself? And my question is, do you recognize what an incredible gift it is that we are here on this earth playground at this time with this spiritual understanding of the working of universal laws? Do we understand what a gift this is to be alive now and to have what we have? Like, do we get it? Like, do we really get it? Because it's really important for us to start really waking up to this and to really get it. We all found our way through some journey to what we would call new thought teachings, to new thought teachers that, number 1, resonated with us when we heard them, right? If you came in, like for me, I came into a Unity church not knowing that anything like this existed. I sat there in the back that first week, and I kept just, how a dog just goes, right? Like, wait, what? It's a church that actually teaches these things? And I didn't even know at that point what I didn't know. I just knew that what was being taught, it got me. And I knew I was in the right place. I knew I had latched onto something. It was like I was a sponge, a dry sponge, and I was thirsty. And I drank it in. I drank it in. And for so many of us, we knew that we were home when we heard something or we walked into a church or an organization like this. And home in the sense that there, again, was a church that taught what we were coming to believe and to understand. What? I remember just being in awe of this. I wanted to tell everybody, did you know this existed? Oh my gosh. And number 2, that these new thought teachings and these new thought teachers were what? They were constantly reminding us that we have the ability to co-create our lives with this that we call God, or love, or source, or universe, whatever you want to call it. But that we have the ability to co-create. I feel like we've been given the secret, but it's not a secret. It's just that so many people have become dogmified in their beliefs, that they have become petrified in their thinking that there's only one way. My God is so much bigger than any one path. Amen. So much bigger. With the diversity that we experience on this planet, how can there be one way to experience that which we call God? There can't be. There's many, many paths. The main thing is we find what resonates with us and we take that path and we journey that path. So I want to encourage all of us to ask ourselves, what am I doing with this gift of life at this time with this awakening? What am I doing? Am I honoring it? Am I celebrating it? Am I understanding what a gift it is that I am living right now and I have these teachings? Oh my gosh, it's life-changing. How many of us have felt that our lives have changed with New Thought teachings that were outside. Yes, and they will continue to. Which leads to the second question, which is, what are we doing with this gift of free will that we have been gifted? We know that this is a participatory universe, a participatory creation that is happening all the time. It is never not happening. That's the thing we want to wake up to. It's happening whether we're aware of it or not. It's a participatory creation that is happening all the time. And whether we are consciously aware of it or not, we are co-creating, we are participating consciously or unconsciously in the evolution of our life. I don't know about you, I'm pretty sure y'all will agree, I want to be conscious about what I am co-participating in to create this life experience. Yes? Yes? Yes! We want to become aware and conscious of this. Our free will is an incredibly holy gift that we have been given. And when I really sat and thought about this, I was thinking that whatever created all of this divine intelligence, that it trusted its creation, us. It trusted us enough that it gave us the ability to create this life event. That's a pretty big deal, you guys. I mean, that's not happening with other creatures. It's we have this gift. Wow. Like, I really want us to get this and to take it inside of us and to do something with it that will change your life. And it will change the lives of the people around you. It will change this country. It will change this planet. This I know in the deepest part of my being. And why is it one of the holiest gifts? Because I believe that there is an innate trust in our goodness from which we were created, a knowing that we will wake up and we will do whatever we can to create a world that works for everyone. I really believe that's our ultimate goal, is to be that expression of love, to be that expression of light, to be that oneness, to care about the people, not only in this room or the people in your family or in your neighborhood, but to care for the people that don't look like you and don't act like you, the people that are less fortunate than we are, to really create a world that works for everyone. And we do that, we begin that by using our principles, by digging in, by diving in, by giving it our all, by making this a priority in our daily life experience. And Greg, you hit on this so amazingly in class this morning as I was sitting there listening to you. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm talking about all of this today. So thank you for that precursor into what this talk is about today. Here's what I can tell you. That my life is 180 degrees from where it was 35 years ago when I walked through the doors of this church. Now, it didn't take me 35 years to make changes, but it did take my commitment and my dedication to working these principles, to really diving in and making my spiritual journey the most important journey of my life. It definitely took that. And sometimes I think what happens is that those old beliefs that no longer serve us, that we've built such great deep neural pathways in our brains of those old things, that they take more time, and sometimes they do take years, right? For us to finally be able to create new neural pathways to create a new experience for ourselves. I can tell you that I still get triggered by some of my old stuff.
Oh.
And yes, imagine that. Do you not get triggered by anything anymore? Of course we still get triggered by that old stuff, but here's what I can tell you, at least for myself, is that I am awake and aware enough now to catch myself. And I'm going to tell you that where it has shown up so much for me is in my relationship with Paul. Because, sometimes you carry that old baggage from past relationships. Anybody ever do that? Carrying into the new relationship. and then this person shows up this way, and you're like acting out of that old stuff, but it's been such a gift because we both made that commitment in our relationship to be awake and aware enough to own what's mine, to recognize, oh, this has nothing to do with you. This is all this old stuff, and then I can shift. And it's just been the most amazing relationship, and so much because of that, because we can be that real and vulnerable and honest with each other. So the commitment to becoming a conscious co-creator is so worth it. And what I love about this journey too is that I was sitting the other night. We just love our backyard. It butts up against county land, and so it's this private, wonderful nature preserve. And I was sitting in this swing that we have, and I was just thinking about how this journey, you can feel that the layers have peeled off. How many of us can say that we've gotten to a place in this journey where we know many layers have peeled off? Yes. And yet, we know there's more layers to peel off, right? But it's exciting now, because when I catch myself in some of that old stuff, it's like, oh, wow, coming up for healing, and it's another opportunity to let myself be that expression of love and light that I was created to be. I'm going to tell you this too, that there were times in my life, especially 20 years ago or so, where I was so far removed from the life that I am living today that I couldn't even imagine that life could be what it is today. We get that, right? Mm-hmm. But it's been through this journey of unity. I have to say unity because this is where I've been, but New Thought Teachings, whatever, that my life has changed so much. And I know it's not just me. I know that it's for many, 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 many of you sitting here in this room. So the question on this one is, are you harnessing the power of your free will, or is your free will keeping you harnessed? You were created to have dominion over your thoughts and feelings, over your beliefs. You were created to have dominion. I want to remind us, we were created to have dominion over our thoughts, our thinking, and our feeling, which leads us to number 3, and that is, what are you giving birth to? What are you birthing in your life? And if you want to know what you're birthing in your life, look at your life today. That's what you're birthing, right? And I don't know about you, but I know there's still areas of my life that I'm excited to give a new birth to. I think otherwise we're dead. Hopefully we're always in that place of wanting to grow and expand and to create more goodness and love. So here for me is the key to how this relates to, conception and gestation and to birth. So one of the first things I thought of as I was thinking about this is that you have to have a male and a female to create human life. You have to have a sperm and an egg. 2 eggs are not going to create human life, right? Okay, so it's the male and the female, and metaphorically, it's the yin and the yang. It's the head and the heart. It's the thinking and the feeling. We're told in Proverbs, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a woman thinketh in her heart, so is she. So in the birthing of our own life experience, we create by getting our head and our heart together, focused on what we desire. It sounds easy, doesn't it? It sounds simple. It's not always easy, because here's the thing, is that we get into stinking thinking, right? Yeah, because our mind is a meaning-making machine, isn't it? We make meaning out of so many things, and in our culture, we're so drama-oriented that we make dramatic meanings out of things and have the worst possible. If you get a phone call at 4 in the morning, where's your head going? Yeah, well, probably is, but I think about it. But I mean, you know what I mean? It's like we go immediately. It's easy to go to the negative. And when we're in stinking thinking, where do our feelings go? Worry, angst, anxiety. So if we are thinking about what we don't want and we're energizing those thoughts with worry and angst and anxiety and things, what are we going to get more of? What we don't want, right? Yeah. But here's the thing too, I always want to remind us, don't be so worried that every thought that you're thinking is creating some negative thing in your life. We've got this beautiful thing called grace. I know I share this a lot, but I want us to really get this. You never reap the full harvest of your error thinking. You always reap more good than you sow, because God is good. God is love. God is expansion. God is creation. So you can put negative energy out there, but the goodness is always going to be more than that. We just have to get more on the side of what it is that we desire and bring that more into a realization in our life. So this goes back to Khalil Gibran's writings on children. Our mothers gave birth to our bodies, but this life is ours to give birth to. Right? This life is ours to give birth to. And no matter what our past might be, our power is always in the present moment. So if there is something that you want different in your life today, I would ask you to focus on what it is that you're wanting to give birth to. Do you want more loving relationships? Do you want a different vocation that's more fulfilling? Do you want a greater flow of financial freedom in your life? Do you want more peace of mind, more joy, better health? Whatever it is, you have been given the gift of a thinking mind and free will to choose the life that you desire to live. So what are you giving birth to? And what would you like to give birth to? I want to encourage you to begin today by making the commitment that you are ready to do the work that is yours to do to create a better life for yourself. And ultimately, that vibration, that energy creates a better life all around. We may not see it. It's not up to us to see it. But we know that there is absolute oneness. And together, my friends, let's prove these principles. Prove me now herewith that I will not open the doors of heaven and give you a blessing so big you're not going to be able to store it. Prove these principles in your own life. And we have been proving them together. We've been proving them together in a lot of ways in this ministries. Guess what? They work if you work them. Sounds familiar if you're in 12-step, huh? They work if you work them. And guess what? They're working even if you don't consciously work them. So wake up, and become conscious creators in your life and start participating and giving birth to the life that you desire to live. Because you know what? You deserve it. You deserve the life that you want. And everything that you need to have that life, I promise you, it is right here within you. It is all around you. It is loving you. It is supporting you. Step into that stream and choose that life. And I say to you, happy Mother's Day. Happy birthing to all of us. And namaste. Namaste. We have this wonderful opportunity to be in service financially to